Hey guys, it's your boy Meat Puppet, making videos as usual. Found one very weirdly interesting and I'm like, damn, I've never seen this before. Like a positive and a negative mixing together and nobody can make sense. Let's go to the video.
Revealing her battle with anorexia. On the rise during the pandemic, Kana Whitworth spoke exclusively to Holiday about her struggle and what she wants others to know. Good morning, Kana.
Michael, good morning. Now, she says it was hard for her to hear that diagnosis, confusing even. And this morning, she says she's proof that eating disorders don't discriminate.
This morning, supermodel Tess Holiday revealing her struggle with anorexia. The mother of two saying she was recently diagnosed by a psychologist, but has ultimately been struggling with disordered eating most of her life.
I always thought that I overate. But then people in my life would say, oh yeah, I eat more than Tess. And it was almost like I wore it as a badge of honor.
Known for loving and celebrating her curves as a body-positive activist, Holiday has been receiving support for her honesty from many, but also being questioned by some online about how she could love her body and also have an eating disorder.
Anorexia nervosa, often referred to simply as anorexia, is an eating disorder characterized by low weight, food restriction, fear of gaining weight, and a strong desire to be thin. If you think about it, she might actually have it. She might actually have this disease. But she is a very bad anorexia person. I mean, the fact that you're saying that you're trying to be thin, most people that suffer from anorexia, they are super thin. It's a big situation. I don't think you can be that overweight and be suffering because of anorexia. I mean, your condition in your head can be different, but it doesn't translate. You can't be like that. That's like saying somebody's super white, saying I'm addicted to the sun, but they're super white. You're like, wait, huh?
Messages from folks that are anorexic that are livid and angry because they feel like I'm lying. I am plus size, but advocating for diversity in larger bodies. And so I think for people hearing me say I'm anorexic was really jarring.
Holiday's dietitian, Anna Sweeney, says if you think that most eating disorders are visible conditions, you're wrong.
Yeah, just like I said, yes. You can have that way of thinking that you want to be thin, you want to be thin, you want to be thin. But the difference is you want to eat, you want to eat, you want to eat was much stronger. Because if you're saying that is true, then I'm anorexic too. You cannot just label people just that simple. I can't be like, guess what? I feel like a two-eyed person. No, gee, I'm a Cyclop. Why do we have to make it? Of course, I have an idea what it might be, but because I have one eye, I can't see this hand anymore.
Eating disorders don't have to look a certain way.
Yes, they do.
I understand that people look at me and I don't fit what we have seen presented as, you know, the diagnosis for anorexia. But then for me, that tells me that there's a larger problem, which I've been actually saying for years, is that we have a lack of diversity and representation in the world.
Who the heck cares about the diversity of a disease? It's a disease. It doesn't change how you handle it in the diversity, how it happens. No. But the way you make it sound is you make it so. Why do you guys have to drill now? Why now? I'm just making a video. When I hear these people talking about these weird diseases, it feels like this. Like somebody is drilling 24/7 when you're trying to make a YouTube video.
Eating disorders are extremely common and may affect nearly 1 in every 10 people. According to a recent study, about 9% of the U.S. population, almost 29 million people, will have an eating disorder in their lifetime. And the numbers are on the rise during the pandemic.
Yes, that makes sense. Even I have been eating a lot more because I was at home. It felt good to eat. You want to do something and you just fill it with stuff to feel like you're doing something useful. I don't know. But I find it weird that when you have a specific feeling, stop drilling! Huh, finally, he put it down. So let me explain myself again. Look, usually when you do something, when something affects your body negatively, successful, that is when we label it as something. If you want to be, well, I don't want to eat because I want to be thin, right? But I'm not successful at it. I'm not thin. You can't tell me I'm suffering from anorexia. There is a certain amount of effort that I can prove myself, right? It's like I can't be the boss of a company by being an employee. I had to do the effort to reach that. I can be like, I can just do a desk job. Well, I feel like the president of the United States. Of course, in your head. And I'm not saying you can't have the desire, but at least be successful at the thing that you're doing, negative or wrong. We're just throwing labels. And in the end, we live in a society, you're not supposed to label or generalize people. I'm like, damn, you're making it even harder for everybody.
The National Eating Disorders Association reporting a 41% increase in calls to their helplines. Holiday sharing highs and lows, including her divorce, with over 2 million followers on Instagram, hoping to reach others that might be facing a similar battle.
You wrote, I'm the result of a culture that celebrates thinness and equates that to worth, but I get to write my own narrative.
Yeah, I get what she's trying to say. But sadly, I'm from the Caribbean and I see a lot of people pass away because of getting too much weight. I will never celebrate anybody that is plus size because the fact that they die slowly, horribly, while I watch them slowly dying horribly and I can't say anything because it's not politically correct, it's suffering for me. I lose so much respect when you do it in a way that is so damaging to yourself. And you need my help to make yourself feel better to justify your reality. They say like your childhood is defined by the things that you see, right? Guess what? I saw a bunch of aunties die. Trust me people, it's a very slow, horrible death. It changes, it demorphs your body, especially when you get older, especially if you don't have the muscles to keep your weight up. It's gonna lower your bones. You start walking a hunchback Notre Dame. Everybody has to freaking lift you up. It's not nice. But I'm going off topic. Let's just keep watching the video. But whoo!
I mean, the sky's the limit. I actually feel like I can take on the things that life is throwing my way. And I have been happier in the last 6 months through my recovery than I've been in my entire life. I feel whole. I feel at peace. I really feel in my power.
It's like the drilling came with her voice. Oh my God.
And she says her dietitian has her focusing on eating 3 meals a day and she's doing Pilates. Also, the Cleveland Journal of Medicine did a study finding that restrictive eating disorders tend to be under-recognized in patients with larger bodies.
Of course. Of course it's under-recognized. Because the moment you even mention this to anybody about that situation, you're fat shaming them. If you have to work on something, do what you have to do. But the fact that you mention that, right, as if you're doing a stunt to get extra attention while there are other people suffering for the right reasons, right? Because that is what people look for when they write anorexia and they see a bunch of skinny people and suddenly one, bam, humongous. They're gonna be like, this is a joke. Yeah, we're only talking to you about it because you can't accept a fat woman or an overweight woman or a plus size woman in a category called I have anorexia because I want to be so thin. Wait, you said society appreciates skinny women, right? You are trying to be skinny. I think that's good. How can you be anorexic? Anorexic, you have to lose so much weight. It's not what you do, it's what you do too much. Are you doing too much to be skinny? I don't think so. Because if you're overweight, scientists say overweight people die 1 year earlier than expected and that moderately obese people die up to 3 years prematurely. Damn. I don't know, people. Let me know what you think. I think it's kind of horrible that this is happening. It's horrible that they make that seem like it's kind of chill. I don't think it's chill. Even I don't care how you are a plus size or not, but don't add stuff to make it more dramatic. Like I'm anorexia plus sized, and like, no, you're not anorexia plus size. You just want to lose weight and you're doing everything possible. That's a good thing. Anorexia is a negative thing. That's like a woman grabbing a man's ass and say that's misogyny.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Puta fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, turlo, queta, verdeta, welcome.